So, I don't really know anything about Albania. I don't know anything about the culture, history, or even what they eat there. But what I do know is that Albanian cartoon dubs are insane. Albanian dubbing is often done illegally with no licensing. For the rest of this video, I'll just refer to the shows by their English translations and put the Albanian titles on the screen. One thing to keep in mind while watching this video is to understand that this may have misinformation. I will be presenting most of it as fact, but to be honest, for all I know, the information in this video may be wrong. Given how obscure this topic is, I have to trust a lot of resources in order to even make any content out of this at all. I have no idea how to fact check a lot of this information. Tokyo Mew Mew. There are two Albanian dubs of Tokyo Mew Mew. The first one went under the title Mew Girls, Defender of the Planet. I'm just gonna say it. The logo they made for this dub is cute, and the title is really cool. This is probably the best Mew Mew localized title I have seen. It fits what the show is about really well, and it's also just plain cool. Anyways, it was dubbed by Studio Albanian Production and was first aired on Tring Tring Channel. Later, it also had reruns on Tring Tring, Tring Sophia, and Tring Kids. Now, this was dubbed based on the 4Kids version, so 4Kids edits and name changes were in Mew Girls. This also meant that only 26 episodes were dubbed, though some names were spelled and pronounced a bit differently. Their weapons were mostly just translations of the 4Kids names, but some were mistranslated. Lettuce's first weapon, for example, was called Combat Castanets, but the Albanian dub, it was just called Battle Chestnuts. To be honest, this is an understandable error because even though I'm a native English speaker, I had to look up what castanets were because I had no idea. Apparently they're a type of instrument. For whatever reason, Zakudo's weapon is unnamed in the Albanian version. When it comes to music, all lyrical songs were subtitled in Albanian. That is, with the exceptions of the intro and Don't Wake Me Up. I'm getting this information from the Tokyo Mew Mew fandom wiki, and it's unclear if this means those songs were kept in English with Albanian subs, or if it was dubbed into Albanian. Though, based on what I have seen with other Albanian dubs, yeah, I get the feeling it was probably just in English. Another thing is that despite this being dubbed from the 4Kids version, episode titles were based on the Italian and Japanese titles, though there were a few titles they made up, and episode 25 was based on the 4Kids title. The second Albanian dub of Tokyo Mew Mew was creatively titled Cat Warriors, and it was dubbed by Just Discographic. The logo made for this dub is fine, but not as good as the last dub. The title is also very generic compared to the other one, but this kind of title is a common thing with dubs by Just Discographic. They often use the word warrior and a word that describes what kind of warrior they are. Not really a bad naming style, but it's one they seem to use a lot. Anyways, unlike the last dub, this one was translated based off of the Italian script. Weirdly, they still used the Japanese footage. Because of this, the opening song was in Japanese with Albanian subtitles. Because of it being based off the Italian dub, the names were taken from said Italian dub. Like the first dub, some of the names were pronounced in a slightly different way, but they're basically the same. For its music, It's the same as a lot of other Albanian dubs. They use music from the soundtrack of the show and some music from completely different shows. In the first 20 episodes, the ending is cut off, but the episodes after that keep the full ending intact. The attacks and weapons of this dub were translated from Italian, but they did make some minor changes. Other than that, there isn't much to say about Cat Warriors. It didn't make many interesting changes. The Precure series has been dubbed on Bang Bang, mostly by Studio Just Discographic. The only exception is the most recent dub, which is Star Twinkle, and it was dubbed by Supreme Studio. Though some may believe that this was just Discographic rebranding themselves. Most Precure seasons in Albania had Beautiful Warriors somewhere in the title. The Albanian Precure dubs are kind of obscure, so it's unknown what version aired first. So I'm writing this with the assumption that they dubbed the seasons in order. Starting with Futariwa, the first dub was titled Legendary Beautiful Warriors. It was translated from the Canadian English dub, and so they used the Canadian English names for the characters. Despite this, the opening is in Japanese with Albanian subtitles. Nothing much to say here, as they didn't really make any Albanian exclusive name changes. The Albanian dub of Max Heart was titled The Hearts of Beautiful Warriors to the Maximum. The wiki claims that this dub used the Japanese audio for the opening, but in the video I found, it was in Italian. From what I can tell, the names of the characters would change to match the name changes in Futariwa, and the only name change exclusive to the Albanian dub was Hikari being Drita. Though this isn't a name change as much as it is a translation, because Hikari is Japanese for light, and according to Google Translate, Drita means light in Albanian. Again, not much to say about this dub either. For Splash Star, I can't really find anything, but the wiki says that it was dubbed from Italian. Yes, Precure 5 was called Yes, 5 Beautiful Warriors. The logo is ugly! And it's weird how it overlaps the characters. Plus, the characters look stretched out. This screenshot is cursed, and I love it. Fresh was called The New Beautiful Warriors. The logo is nothing special, though. Heartcatch was titled Beautiful Warriors Heartbreak. And the logo is boring. It looks just like the Fresh logo. I do know the Sweet Precure dub had a good logo, and it was the first to be dubbed from the Japanese version. Its title is simply Beautiful Warriors of Music. I couldn't find a high quality version of the full title, but we have this, which doesn't show the full thing. There isn't much to say about the Smile dub aside from, yeah, that logo is ugly. The Happiness Charge dub also has nothing much to say about, and the logo is just okay. Not the worst, but it's fine. The Go Princess logo is kinda bad, but not horrible. According to Google Translate, the title means Go! War Princess! Kind of based, to be honest. Kira Kira was titled Shocking Fighters Are in Fashion. And Mahotsukai was Magician Beautiful Warriors. The Hugto dub was called Love Warriors, and the logo is fine, but I will admit, looks really good compared to the other Albanian Precure logos. The Star Twinkle dub was called Beautiful Warriors, The Shining Stars. It's fine, I guess. As of writing this video, those are all the Albanian Precure dubs that exist. One thing I haven't mentioned before is that the characters' cure names are different from the original. Celine's name was Moon Warrior, which is the same name as Sailor Moon in the Albanian dub. I can't find any other Cure names, and if I spoke Albanian, I could just listen to the audio because I have the transformations, but I don't know Albanian. I have no clue. The only reason I was able to find Celine's name was because of a blog post I found. Another thing is that they replaced Kirayaba with Fantastique, which is a French word. Winx Club. Oh, you thought the English dubs of Winx Club were confusing? Well, they are, but Albanian Winx Club dubs are even more confusing. There are a total of 5 Winx Club Albanian dubs as of the writing of this video. That's not even including the dub that's said to come out in October of this year. That dub is said to air on Bang Bang under the title Fairy School. There isn't a lot of info on these dubs, so this section is going to be really quick. The first dub listed was titled Winx, which is spelled W-I-N-K-S. It was done by AA Film Production, and it's a dub of Season 5, which, since it was Season 5, we can only assume it was probably either dubbed from the Nickelodeon English version or the Nickelodeon Italian version. It aired on RTK4, Sofia, and Alsat M. After this dub, the rest were all simply called Winx Club. The second dub was by Dub Albania. It aired on Tring Tring, Tring Kids, and Vision Plus. It was a dub of seasons 1 to 4, 7 to 8, and Movie 1. The site doesn't say what language it's dubbing from. Since it has seasons after 3, it probably wasn't of the 4Kids dub. If it was of the 4Kids dub, they had to switch to dubbing it from another version after season 3. The third dub was dubbed from the 4Kids version and aired on Tring Tring. It covered the first 2 seasons. Now the fourth dub was a direct-to-video release by Just Discographic. It covered episodes 15 to 18 of season 1. The fifth and final Albanian dub was another direct-to-video release, this time by Studio Onyx. It only covers episodes 6 to 11 of season 1. Sailor Moon! The Albanian dub of Sailor Moon was called Moon Warrior, and it aired on Bang Bang starting in 2005. Originally, it only aired the first season, R, and Super S. S was originally skipped because it had gay people in it. But when the show re-aired in 2013, initially undubbed episodes of R and S were dubbed. The episodes that weren't originally cut were dubbed from the Deke version. However, the initially undubbed R episodes were dubbed from the Japanese version. The episodes of Sailor Moon S were translated from the Italian version, but used footage from the Pioneer Entertainment's English DVD release. Due to them using different dubs over time, a lot of characters had Deke names, some of their Italian names, etc. Usagi's name in the Albanian dub was Sabrina, which is similar to her Deke name. Ami was Emmy. Rei had the same name, even using the Japanese spelling. Makoto was Lita. Minako was Mina. And Mamoru was Darian. Haruka actually has 2 names. At first her name was Amada, and then her name was Helis. Michiru was Milena. Setsuno was Sylvia, and Hotaru was Octavia. Another thing was that because of this, and the later part of R being translated from Japanese, Doom Phantom later became known as Wise Man. The transformation names were also different. Moon Cosmic Power Make Up was changed to Power of the Heart Crystal, Come to Me. Moon Kurai Make Apu was changed to Cosmic Moon Power. There are a lot more. There are a lot more, but I'm sure you get the point by now. When it comes to their sailor names, they were originally referred to as warriors. For example, Sailor Moon is Moon Warrior, Sailor Mercury is Mercury Warrior. At some points, though, they were just referred to by the regular English names, just spelled a little different. I don't have a more interesting way to write this, so I'm just going to read a quote from WikiMoon. The opening for the first, second, and fourth season in the original dub was the one used by Deke. Episodes 80 to 89 used the Japanese opening, while the rest of the episodes used the Italian openings, corresponding to their respective seasons, matched to Japanese video. The movie openings were left intact. All openings from the redub of R and Super S, as well as S, stars in the movies were subtitled. Animaniacs. In Albania, Animaniacs aired on Chufo from 2007 to 2008, and in 2020. It was dubbed by Just Discographic. Surprisingly, the dub didn't change that much from the source material. The characters' names were the same, and the title is just a direct translation. The only difference being that their names were spelled differently to match the pronunciation. In fact, the title cards and logo weren't even localized. They were simply subtitled. But there are some minor changes. In the opening, they translated Bill Clinton as Uncle Peter. In Season 1, all the episodes had the line after Totally Insane translated as We Are Lucky. However, in Season 2, they started translating each variation. There were Albanian credits that played right before the original credits, and they have the same instrumental song and background image. The dub starts with episode 51 of the original, and it was believed that this dub was dubbed from the DVD release, which started with episode 51. One thing that supports this theory is that the episode The Warners and the Beanstalk has no title card, just like the DVD release. Conclusion. In conclusion, Albanian dubs are weird. Okay, bye, internet people.